This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan. With your host, Bradley Summers. And get the latest from Alpena Community College with ACC President Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. This morning we have two very special guests, one from the Art in the Loft and the other from the Alpena Senior Citizen Center. We have Justin Christensen Cooper. Hi, Justin.
Hey, how are we doing?
And BJ Sander from the Alpena Senior Center. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm great, Brad. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, let me spit all that out.
There you go. Get us
Well,
started.
it's really cool when you presented the idea that you wanted to come on the show today to talk about a partnership that you have and a collaboration between your two organizations.
Yep.
And talk about some of the initiatives that are happening there. First thing that we want to talk about, just to get a little basis of where this collaboration is the Memory Cafe initiative that's going on at the Senior Center.
Yes.
BJ, will you talk a little bit about that?
The Memory Cafe is being brought into the center through a grant that we just received through the Michigan Health Endowment Fund. So this is a very large grant, a 2-year grant, covering 3 different areas of dementia in our community. Which the Memory Cafe is the 3rd part of that. So we've got Miles for Memories, which is the tracking devices, and then the Speckle program, which is the new program in the United States that's teaching a different way of working with dementia individuals.
Yeah, and there's such incredible resources. I know that you and Annie have really put a lot of time and effort into getting a lot of the trainings and bringing those resources to the area, and I know it's been pretty well celebrated. Which has been an incredible initiative.
Yeah, our goal with this particular grant was to create a safe and friendly community in Alpena County for dementia.
Well, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, it's very much needed in our community.
Absolutely. And Justin, at the Art in the Loft, we want to talk about some of the current classes and the 5 senses that are going on.
Yeah, you got it. So, we're here for a reason, obviously, and we were able to do a new program through the Loft called Art in the 5 Senses, that collaboration started over 2 years ago now. And it's funny, the mission of the Loft is always put art in the hands of those that need it most, right? Whether they're going through something or it betters them as a person or it enhances their learning as a student. These are all things that we look for and try to infiltrate our programs into. And one that I just had no idea, and I think that's a big maybe community issue too, is the level of education of how demanding it is to provide services for those with Alzheimer's and dementia.
Yes.
And BJ brought that light to me, when we started this Art in the 5 Senses program. So as a part of that, now I go into Besser Senior Living, and within the last 6 months, we've added Turning Brook, where we do once a month, sort of art therapy almost, but it's wrapped in all of the senses. So it starts off with a story, and then it leads to an art project, but then essentially I'm guiding the students, and they're all cognitively impaired, and they're in their memory wing of their facility that they're at, through the detriment of dementia and Alzheimer's, and essentially leading them sort of on this like guided meditation almost, using the senses, For example, we just did a project around birch trees, and hands were flying up and all the memories that they had about birch trees, and this was just a couple days ago. And really what we want to do is kind of ignite, bring those synapses together. And is it a memory? Is it something that they recall growing up? Is it something current? These are all things that we want to make sure they're engaged in. It just happens to be through art that we're doing that as well. And so that was a collaboration that's now over 2 years in the making, and hopefully it's growing, and it's just been a beautiful thing. So
yeah, that's incredible. That you're doing these things. And for the last 2 years to be able to bring this to, the Senior Center, and then, of course, bringing your resources into the mix has been, I'm guessing, a very rewarding relationship.
It has been, and that goes back to what I was saying about finding those who need it most, and you don't always know until it's brought to you, And then now this, to me personally, my background is teaching, to be engaged with a whole new demographic of student is probably the most rewarding, just what they bring to the table, usually it's like me teaching people, I'm getting more out of those students than anything else. So.
And BJ, how would somebody at the Senior Center be able to take advantage of something like this? How would they sign up for these kind of services?
Talk to me or Annie.
Just give a call?
Yep, just call and talk to one of us. We've got so many different things going on with dementia in our community. At the Senior Center, we have a support group. We meet twice a month for our support group. That's the first and third Thursday of every month. That's from 4 to 5. Annie meets with the caregivers. I meet with the individuals with the diagnosis. So, and that's a very unusual way to work it. But we learned that the caregivers were struggling getting to us without the individuals, so we separated up. I work with those people and she works with the caregivers, which is very unique in the way that that's working out. And it's working out just fabulous. So
awesome.
We have that. Then of course with the Memory Cafe coming up, that'll be another part of that. And we have to be careful of that's not a support group. That's an opportunity for the caregiver, could be 3 or 4 caregivers and the person with the diagnosis coming together to socialize. The opportunity to socialize with other individuals affected by dementia also, and for the caregivers to connect with other caregivers. So that I've been working on this idea for several years, and you had mentioned.
I remember when you were.
Yeah, I was all pumped up and excited about it. So we did put it into this grant, and now it's really going to happen. So.
And that kicks off April 10th.
April
It's going to be
10th.
the first session over at the Senior Center. I'll be there for that. That first one's going to be more of an introduction to like what it does. And we actually want feedback from the caretakers and those that with the diagnosis as well on what do you want this to look like, you know, because we can do art activities, cooking activities. It really is to build that connection between the person struggling with that and their caretaker. You know, and then to me it's like you have something that you can take out of it too, and a keepsake, you know, and it's a reminder of like, oh, we can do positive things together still. And so we're really looking forward to that. And then it's at 1 o'clock, right?
It's from 1 to 2.
Perfect.
And you know, one of the thought processes is to make this a big community effort. So already just had an opportunity to talk to someone from the chamber to do a grand opening event for that particular day, April the 10th.
And how often are these classes running?
We're going to do the Memory Cafe once a month.
Okay.
I have a sneaky suspicion that may go to twice a month.
Yeah.
But don't tell Annie.
Well, hopefully she's not watching.
But I have a feeling that this will go to twice a month.
Well, I thank both of you for being on the show today, and both of you for carrying the spirit of what nonprofits really do for our local community, especially here in Alpena, of collaborating and partnering to better the services and to reach out and expand what everybody is currently doing and provide those resources to people that need it, like as you said.
Yeah.
You know, get the art into the hands of the people that need it most, and to provide those resources for individuals and caregivers that might be going through something that they might not know how to navigate on their
Exactly
own.
right.
So,
Yep.
you know, I commend both of you, as I've done many times on this show. But thank you both for being here and what you're doing in this community.
Thanks, Brad, for
Thank
the
you,
opportunity.
Brad.
Appreciate it.
Stay tuned after the break for Adam Pohl from the Alpena Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome back, everyone. Our next guest is Adam Pohl with the Alpena Area Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Adam.
It's a mouthful. Thanks for having me, man.
It is a mouthful, and thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Happy to do it.
Hey, so I understand that you have a small little gathering that's coming up on February 8th. It's your annual banquet or something?
Absolutely. Some would call it small. For us, it's the really the most entertaining time of the year. We have right now we are very much pushing our limits. So we set our cap around 700, and right now we're getting close. So I'm expecting that with the next few days we'll hit that mark, and just going to be a lot of fun, and really just getting the opportunity for the whole community to recognize a lot of great volunteers and businesses for our community.
And anybody out there that's watching, I was jokingly saying a small gathering. It's probably one of the largest events in our community.
You know, we certainly hope so, and we would just want to make sure that we have as many people that are willing to come out and really just recognize those that have really dedicated a lot of time to the community, and just really putting in a lot of their time and treasure.
Yeah, and you have some really great awards that are given out. The Citizen of the Year, the Business of the Year, the Up-and-Comer of the Year. You know, how have nominations been coming in?
Well, as always, we rely on the community for nominations, and they did a great job this year. So I can't speak to who was nominated, but we got some fantastic nominations. Unfortunately, we can only give one person the award each year, or one group, but nevertheless, so hopefully that they'll continue throwing nominations in for next year. But I think that the award winners are going to be very, very worthy, and we're very happy that the community put in such an effort to nominate those people.
It's awesome. And this year too, you're also giving the Zonta Women of the Year Award.
Yeah, that was a new addition. So this year we are including Zonta's Women of the Year. We're happy to have them. They've joined on as partners. So in addition, we also work with ACC and My Michigan to give out some of their awards as well. So we really just want to celebrate the entire community and make sure that we recognize excellence wherever it may be.
Yeah, it's such a great event. It's a great networking opportunity for anybody in the community that's in in any walk of life. It's just a great opportunity to get there and talk and see all the great things that are being highlighted. The awards, and I think we even talked about this a couple months ago, was the individuals that receive these awards don't do it for the awards. They're doing it because they love the community, they have a passion for the business that they're in, or they're seeing a lot of great needs that they're trying to step in and fill. And with the event at the chamber is giving that platform for these individuals and businesses to be recognized.
Yeah, it's really a lot of fun. We try to surprise them when possible, and the really cool part is usually they're coming anyway because they care about our community and they really care about just being a part of it. And like you said, it's a really great opportunity to talk to 700 of your friends if you have the opportunity to do that. So in that regard, it's just a really great event for us and hopefully the community. And I know we look forward to it every year.
Well, and it's also a great time to be able to bring your coworkers and your board of directors and have a great evening with people and have a great dinner and be able to share in a really great program. So thank you for putting that on.
Yeah, believe me, I have great help that does the majority of the work, but it's a fantastic event, and I'm just happy that the community really embraces it.
Alicia is incredible there.
She is. She
is
does
incredible.
so much, and she is under-recognized. So.
And then coming up, you have a lot of events, professional development events, and opportunities for individuals to be included in the community through other networking opportunities too, like the Good Morning Alpena breakfast that's coming up on March 8th.
Correct, yeah. So we have a Good Morning Alpena breakfast at the high school. So that's going to be just a nice event to get filled in on some of the new stuff going on in education, among other things. Another fun networking event. We got another one coming in April. I believe it's 4th. I think that might be a good midday Alpena event. And we just got done with a LeaderCast event over at the Marine Sanctuary Museum. So we just kind of, like you said, just trying to provide opportunities for people to learn professional development, as well as just get together, network, and learn a little bit more for those good midday and Good Morning Alpenas.
And just like your one of the mantras of your organization is to listen to all the members and find out where you can find, some kind of a resource to provide to people in the community. And, it's always refreshing to see, things with, like right now, human resources is a really big topic, and retention and recruitment of new staff members and, all those fun things that go into that. But, having that ability to bring a large group of people and learn from best practices and learn from a person that's presenting that's an expert in their field, I'm so thankful to be able to take part in these activities as well.
Yeah, and really, not everybody may think human resources is fun, but the people that have to deal with it every day are generally very grateful and very much willing to learn. And there are many other examples of similar topics that we cover. So some of them are, various everything from, like you said, HR to new things in insurance to banking to finances to just what's going on in our community. All the great nonprofits that you cover every week. We like to showcase them every now and again.
Absolutely.
So it's a fantastic just to get people together and really just have an opportunity for development or just networking.
And then, for the last kind of couple minutes that we have here, there's been a lot of conversation or a lot of articles in the newspaper and through the media sources here in Alpena about the great economic development that's going on. And, I know one of the things that I know personally is that you have a collaboration with Target Alpena. It's a partnership that's under the umbrella of the Chamber.
Correct.
Talk a little bit about how that collaboration is helping with the economic development here in Alpena. Alpena?
Well, we're really excited about all the efforts of the economic development side. The Target side has been great. They've expanded rapidly in the last year. We now have a housing specialist through Lenny Avery. We just picked up a small business development personnel in Joe Carr. So they're both going to be talking at our annual banquet. But really, they specialize in these really niche areas, and we've been able to get funding to really bring to the community and through these programs. But that's in addition to what we've done traditionally. I mean, you look outside, you look at 32 right now, you have the hotel going up, which we've been working on for years. The Aldi, which obviously has been a long time coming. You got the Marshalls that just opened up, and there's a lot more on the table. Unfortunately, sometimes it does take a little more time than we would prefer, but there's just so many irons in the fire. I'm just glad that we have the personnel now to really keep those projects moving forward, troubleshoot as they are, and just really opportunities to potentially bring funding to additional projects as well.
Yeah, because Mike Mahler does a great job with articulating all of the projects that are going on, and and the great response that a lot of these projects have as well. And it's just it's so refreshing, to see the development and the progression, and but keeping with the charm of our community is important. And that's what's really neat about the projects that are going on. The charm of our community still stays intact.
Absolutely. The big stories are always the new businesses coming to town, but there is just as many big stories of existing businesses expanding or relocating, and just the smaller attribute, maybe smaller projects that we can help with for existing businesses. So we're happy to help with any process, especially now that we have that small business incentive funding. So there's a lot we're Target's reaching into, and just helping out existing businesses as well.
Well, thank you so much, Adam, for what you do and the resources you bring, and working together with a wonderful team and collaborations to do these great things in Alpena.
Well, thank you for having me, and anytime.
Yeah, I'll see you on February 8th.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks.
And thank you all for joining us as we continue to learn about the world of nonprofits in our community. Please stay tuned after the break for the ACC segment.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College. I'd like to take our time together this morning to talk about the potential of a solar array at Alpena Community College. That became part of the press this week after a board retreat that we had on Tuesday morning, where we talked pretty openly about the potential of that. Subsequent news article, and then a editorial in the Alpena News that was, I think, friendly and fair, which raised quite a few questions that I guess I would like to talk about today. So, Alpena Community College is pursuing grant funding from the Michigan Public Service Commission. The funding source is called Energy Infrastructure Enhancement and Development, EIED. There's $21 million, slightly more than that, statewide for a wide range of potential activities that would fit within this grant funding, and building a solar array would be one of those. We are intending, the grant deadline on that is the 21st of February, so it's not far off. If grants were awarded, that would probably happen in July, and and if that was awarded, then the grant period would start in November. So for us, we are interested in a solar array because we have a nest of very well-regarded electrical-related programs. The Line Workers program is most notable, most visible, and it's an absolute powerhouse program, training line workers, pre-apprentice line workers, who come from around the state, take a certificate or an associate degree, graduate, and then go to work for any companies ranging from consumers to Alpena Power to cooperatives around the state. It's a phenomenal program with phenomenal job opportunities. We also have a 4-year bachelor's degree program. This was not easy to get. It's called Electrical Systems Technology. taught by Steve Lewis, a very fine teacher. And it trains and teaches students in grid management, substation control, how to get green power onto and off of the grid. Graduates of that program, maybe some of you remember Musa Kaba. I interviewed him on this program years ago. He went through that 4-year program and is enjoying the start of a tremendous career in this sector. We also have a utility arborist program that was non-credit, will become 4-credit in the fall. That's what some people might call tree service or tree trimmer. There's quite a bit more to it than that. And we also have residential wiring and electrical apprentice. So these package of programs are unique at community colleges. And we also have quite a bit of land. For those folks who don't know, if you travel down Johnson Street through our campus to our Besser Company, you'll come to Woodward Avenue, which angles off to the north. And much of the property on both sides of Woodward, once you get past the soccer field on the right, belongs to the college, all the way up to Hamilton Road. And where we're proposing a solar array would be adjacent to the Frisbee Golf Course site. There's 6 acres that's near Woodward. It would be on the east side of the road. That would be perfect for this. It's not wetlands, it's high, it's clear. Through the generosity of Jesse Besser, college obtained that property years and years ago. It has been undeveloped, as most of that property is back there. But this would be, I guess you would say, the first development of much of that property. So the cost of it is a question, of course, people ask. We are trying to figure that out quickly. We have 3 vendors who are interested in siting, who do site solar arrays, and they're working with us on refining those numbers. But we guess the grant ask will be in the $4 to $4.5 million range. The site, as we're projecting now, would be 6 acres. Would be fenced. There is a cost in getting electricity from the site to the grid, which will require a connection with from Alpena Power. So that needs to be worked in there as well. A question came up: how much of this is the college going to fund? Our intent is our answer to that would be a 0 at this point. We are going to write the grant seeking all the money that we need to do it from the grant. There's no match requirement, so that's an eligible way to go at it. An argument could be made that our ask might be higher than taking a disproportionate share of the grant dollars that are due to be allocated statewide. We get that, but I think that's going to be our strategy moving ahead. One of the common complaints about solar arrays is, it's a poor use of productive farmland. This is not farmland. And if you drive down Woodward, you'll see that it's a pretty stony, a rough property. It's not farmland. People who are not fans of solar don't like the look of it. There will be college property is all around that site. So there's not the likelihood that any residential person is going to even see this array. Very few folks travel down Woodward. The Humane Society is on the end of Woodward near Hamilton on the opposite side. Outside of that, people either go down Long Lake Avenue or US 23. So, and then a complaint can be where the solar panels are sourced from, whether they're Chinese. China makes many of them now. There is talk that Michigan may get into that. And if so, that would be wonderful news. But for us, we think it will generate between 1.5 and 1.8 megawatts. We use 1 megawatt per year on our campus, which would net about $140,000 annually for the next 30 to 35 years. So that's where some of the main questions have come from. I would like to just say my old friend Bob Emmerich, a wise farmer from Elkona County, references solar as farming the sun. And that's what I think that is a good approach. So thank you for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your hosts Bradley Summers and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at WBKB11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Queen Bee's Knees LLC production, a Morgan Murphy media company. All rights reserved.